Hey guys, today is another short and simple video where I'm gonna show you how to make Dashi Maki Tamago, which is a Japanese rolled omelet that is a little bit sweet and common to use for Japanese breakfast. I'm gonna be showing you the traditional way to make this with a square frying pan, like this. But if you don't have one of these, don't worry, I will show you how to make it with a normal round pan too. This Dashi Maki Tamago will also be an ingredient in my next video, where I will show you how to make maki zushi or sushi rolls. So make sure to come back to this video when you watch that. So let's get cooking. Now the first thing we want to do is make our dashi stock, the main thing that'll give our Dashi Maki Tamago its flavor. I'm making a batch of dashi here for different recipes, but if you're making just one portion, use about 80 milliliters of water. Next, we want to add a piece of dried kombu kelp. We want the umami flavor to seep out from the kombu into our water here. And to do this, we will turn this to a low heat and let it warm up to just below a boil. About 60 to 70 Celsius or 140 to 160 Fahrenheit. And we will keep it like this for about 5 to 10 minutes. If we let this get too hot, the kombu may start to turn a little bit bitter. And if you notice any white scum appear on the top of your water, scoop that out to get rid of some of the bitter flavor from the kombu. Once we've done that, we can take out the kombu. And then it's time to add our Katsuo Bushi. Add about 1 tablespoon or 2 grams of Bonito Flakes. We will let this simmer again for 3 minutes. And then drain that out with a sieve and some kitchen towel. And that's our dashi done, guys! Full of umami flavor. You can also use dashi stock powders for this step instead, but it'll taste much better if you make it yourself. We want to use about 5 tablespoons of our dashi for one omelet. Now, while our dashi is still warm, we want to add 1 tablespoon or 15 grams of sugar and mix that until it dissolves completely. This will give our final omelet its nice sweet flavor. And finally, we want to let that cool completely before we use it. Either leave it on the side for a few minutes, or you can place the ball in a mixing bowl full of cold ice water and stir until that is about body temperature. Now, I'm gonna show you 2 different types of Dashi Maki Tamago. One is super simple. Crack our eggs. 1, 2, 3. Make sure you do it with one hand, just to show off. Give that a mix together, and then all we need to do is add our dashi and sugar mixture. Give that one last mix. We don't need the eggs to be completely mixed here. We still want to see a bit of white separate from the yolk. This will be a sweeter Dashi Maki Tamago. But if you want a slightly richer flavor, you can add half a teaspoon of Japanese cooking sake, the same amount of soy sauce, and the same amount of mirin. It's said almost every prefecture in Japan has its own distinct taste for Dashi Maki Tamago. So test out what you like the best. Okay, now time to cook. First up, let me show you the traditional style quickly. Usually, restaurants will have a square cast iron pan like this, heated to be piping hot. This is a pan I have from my time training as a sushi chef. Dashi Maki Tamago is a common dish at most sushi restaurants here in Japan. The idea here is that we want to add a thin layer of egg. Fold it over, flip it, add more egg, and then repeat this step until we run out of egg mixture. This takes a bit of practice though, guys. But even if you mess up, it'll still taste good. Then finally, the wooden lid of the pan is designed so you can press the egg up against the sides of the pan. And on the top like this, and flip it over. So you get a perfect rectangle shaped like this. Looks delicious! But, like I said before, it may be hard for you guys to find a pan like this, so let's also use a round one. First, you want to prepare a small bowl and a piece of paper kitchen towel. This will make it easier to spread oil around the pan. Coat that in oil, and then we will use chopsticks to wipe our pan. Turn this to a medium-high heat and dip your chopsticks in the egg mixture and add a little to the pan. If it starts to cook, then it's time to go. Now let's add a ladle of our mixture into our pan, and this will cook very quickly. So we will take a spatula and fold the edges of our egg until we get a rough rectangle shape. Then we can fold this once and twice until we get a nice little square like this. Now we wipe down the pan again with our oil and add another layer of egg mixture. Spread that around and lift out our egg from before so we get a new layer underneath. Now we do the same thing as before, make a rough rectangle shape. Fold and fold again. Maki means to fold in Japanese, and tamago is egg. So this is why we call this DASHI MAKI TAMAGO. If you use a square frying pan, this becomes a lot easier. But don't worry about the shape too much here, guys. Every dashi maki tamago is beautiful in its own way. We will repeat this step 2 more times, or for as much mixture as you have left. Ladle, flip, perfect. Now we have a rough tamagoyaki rectangle shape. But since it's still warm and a little bit soft, we can try to make it a bit more square. Line out some aluminum foil. Place our egg on top and tightly wrap this up, pressing down and flattening each edge. And if we leave that to cool for at least 10 minutes, we get a nice rectangular dashi maki tamago. Good job, guys! Cut this up into strips and enjoy for breakfast or into a bento lunchbox. Or you can use it for rolled sushi, which we'll be doing in my next video. Thanks for watching, guys!